What is it like to be an F1 Esports driver for a real-life Formula 1 team? As an ambassador for the Alpine Esports team, I was able to get an exclusive look behind the scenes of what goes on during an F1 Esports race week, and I will take you with me for the entire experience. Here we go. Now, Alpine Esports actually does their whole sim racing operations from their headquarters in France. The drivers have their own sim racing studio where they practice and where they do the races. The sim racing seats are actually situated in this sim racing studio, and from the left we have Nicolas Longuet's seat. In the middle we have Patrik Sipos' seat, and on the right hand side we have Fabrizio Donoso's seats, who are all three drivers for the Alpine F1 Esports team. The sim racing studio has an engineering stand where they monitor the F1 Esports drivers during qualifying, practice and the races. Now over there they keep a close eye on the telemetry, and they actually call the strategies for the drivers as well. This is basically like the heart of the operation. Now let me tell you how a typical F1 Esports race week looks from the Alpine Esports team. Now the drivers have to be fit, right? So they actually have regular training sessions with the performance coach of Alpine Esports. Now they actually do all types of mental and physical exercises to practice and test their precision, consistency and speed. Now you might have seen these exercises actually come back into the training schedules of the real-life Formula 1 drivers. It's very similar. And as you can see, it's very tiring as well. Oh my goodness, what are you doing, dude?
Don't show this on the...
Now after the physical training, they normally debrief their findings, see what they can do better, and then it's time to go and practice with some laps on the F1 2021 game in the studio. It goes without saying that you have to practice a lot to be the best of the best of the world, right? Because you're basically part of the best 30 drivers in the world if you are part of F1 Esports. Now, these guys actually train, perhaps they even work harder than a 9-to-5 job. They normally actually spend as much time as a normal 9-to-5 job, and then sometimes even more. And during race weeks, it is normally more than just 9-to-5. They normally go all the way into the evening as well, because the races are actually far apart, so they have to wait in between as well, building the tension even more. Now, when they start their practice days, they normally start with a neurological test, which is called Neuro Tracker. And you can see that in the background right now. This test actually shows how good the drivers are at focus, precision, consistency, like we've been talking about as well with the physical test or training. And they can actually put it to the test right here in somewhat of a similar situation and as if they would be when they're just driving, right? And all those things that they're doing, it's all very important to be as quick as you can over one singular lap, or even over the entirety of the race in F1 Esports. Now, what happens during event days? In the 2021 F1 Esports season, there were 3 races in 2 days per event. So you had actually gotten 4 events. That meant 12 races in an entire season. And each event had 2 days of consistent racing with 3 races in those 2 days. Now, these race days are normally very action-packed, right? Like I said before, there's a lot of stuff happening around it as well. Qualifying, the practice sessions as well. And of course, the drivers getting themselves ready and warming up before each race. And if you have 2 races on a singular day, then they have to warm up twice. I was fortunate enough to actually witness Q1, Q2 and Q3, the qualifying of the Portimao session, which you'll be able to see in the background right now, with Fabrizio actually putting a very good lap in Q3 right here, only 50 thousandths off pole position, still being P4 though, and Nicolas just about making a small mistake in the last and final turn, you can see it right here too, and just about missing out by a couple of tenths of pole position, but both drivers in Q3, which is already a big task. Now, during the race days, the drivers actually drink a very special drink that actually keeps their insulin levels balanced, because they do not want their sugar levels to go all over the place, because that will give them a sugar rush or whatever. You want to keep it stable to have as good of a performance on the track when you need it. And that is basically all the time. Now, the day after the F1 Esports event, I come in, finally. Now, as an ambassador for the Alpine Esports team, I actually create content with the team, but apart from that, my other duty is to host the Alpine Esports live show, which is hosted in a separate room, which is just for the production. And over there, the day after the F1 Esports event, we actually debrief everything live on Twitch, which is a lot of fun, and we look forward to the next race and perhaps the next season after that too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this insight behind the scenes of Alpine Esports during the F1 Esports season, then make sure you hit the like on this video and make sure you get subscribed, because you do not want to miss anything that I'm putting out in the future. I also stream on Twitch, by the way, so if you haven't yet followed my Twitch stream, then make sure you do so. The links will be in the description. Don't miss out. I would love to see you there. And without further ado, have a good one. See you later. Peace out. Bye-bye.